Questions?
What had you so heated at the end of the game there?
Because we lost the game. I don't like losing. Neither do my guys.
What was the encounter between you and Coach about?
I wished him congratulations.
That was an awfully close congratulatory effort.
Jeffrey, man, you know me better than anybody. You think I'm a spring chicken and gonna answer it again on the second question? Plain and simple. I don't like losing. My team doesn't like losing. I don't think we deserve to lose. Simple.
What did you think the difference with Audie coming in? Obviously, it was a great touch to help out Will on that goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's late in the game, so we're down 3 goals. You gotta get balls in the box. Obviously, he's a guy that can flick things on. And he's a load in there in the box. And, you know, I thought obviously late in the game, we made an aggressive push. We went to 3 in the back. You can't play like that the entire game. But I thought it helped us obviously pull 2 goals back.
Can you talk about the PK calls and what you thought of those?
No, I'm not going to talk about the PK calls. You guys will watch them, you'll see them. Plain and simple. For me, it's less about the PK calls, it's about the ones that weren't called. So, I don't have a problem. Refs make calls, but if you're going to make a call, you better do it both ways. Plain and simple. And there were some calls that we didn't get, I thought. Larry play. You watch it. If you're going to call PK the other way, then call that one. Handball. Blatant handball. Hit his arm. If you're going to call a PK, 2 of them, I'm fine with that. But you better give them the other way too. That's where I have a problem. Not the calls that were made, but the ones that weren't made.
How do you coach through that when it seems like those things are out of your control?
I don't get the question.
I mean, like, you have these things happen to your team. You have to somehow try to get their minds off it because it does become an all, such a big thing hanging over their heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
Despite the outcome, this team had a lot of intensity, a lot of emotion. To me, it seemed like more than I've seen. Did you feel that? Or
More than you've seen?
More than I've seen.
Have you not watched this team all year?
Thought it was great.
Have you not watched the Crew game where we're down a man? Down twice?
I watched it.
Okay, well, I don't think you saw anything tonight that you haven't seen. You must be watching a different team than I am. You watch New York, where we came back. If you watch the first game of the year where we scored a goal late. If you watch DC, where we scored late after giving up a goal. I mean, this team has never lacked intensity, never lacked spirit, okay? And they didn't lack it tonight.
Moving on from the calls, in the first 10 minutes you were in pretty good control and scored the goal. And there was sort of a decided shift between about the 15th and 20th minute. What did you think, from a sort of tactical or on-field perspective, was what caused that shift?
We gave up 2 PKs.
But they were in,
absolutely dominated. Start of the game, absolutely dominated.
The
first time they got close, PK.
And they started creating those opportunities, though, correct? And those weren't opportunities they had in the first 10 minutes. So why did you think Vancouver started to get that impetus going forward?
We'll talk Wednesday when you watch the game again. If you want to sit down and chat about the game, because don't act like you know the game and the flow after you've just watched it live. You know, watched it again, and we'll have a chat on Wednesday if you want to.
All right.
Tactical if you want. We'll sit down and we'll talk.
I'd love to.
Okay, good. Anytime.
Caleb, you've got Salt Lake and Dallas coming up next. What are your thoughts, kind of recovering from this
Yeah,
setback?
we're going to move on. Simple. This game's over.
You got a big break there with World Cup coming up. What are the thoughts on these next 2 games? I mean, obviously it's a game at a time, but outside the cliche, what's the philosophy?
Yeah, this game's done. I've said that since I got here. If we would have won the game, there's still another game around the corner. Lose the game, there's another game around the corner. It doesn't change a thing. We're not happy because we didn't win. We're not happy at some things that happened in the game. I will credit Vancouver because I thought they scored a couple great goals today. For me, the third goal and the fourth goal, great goals. And we weren't good enough in those moments, but you got to credit them. They're a good team. Okay, very good team. They have good players. We knew that going in. I told my guys before the game I thought they were one of the best teams in the league. So they deserve credit. But the result was unfair in my opinion.
Time for one more.
Coach, is there speed in the attack? Something more than perhaps other teams have?
Well, we scored 3 goals from the run of play. They scored 2 goals from the run of play. So, how about our attack? Okay. We scored actually just as many goals as they have this year, actually more. So they have a good attack, yeah. They scored 2 goals from the run of play.
How did you feel overall about, particularly the second half? And I know you talked about the resiliency, but what were you doing more differently other than pushing up the score? Was that what helped score the second half goals?
I mean, you saw the game, right? So, what do you think happened? He'll tell you. He probably knows. What happened? What'd I do?
I don't think it's anything either.
Okay. What were the moves? Do you know?
I would like to hear that from you, being the coach.
You watch the tape.
Yeah, we'll talk Wednesday. Locker room's open, everybody.